Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fatin NAJIHAH binti ROPI, and my group mates are Wan Alma Kamelia binti Wan AZHAR and AFIF BADIUZZAMAN bin AZMAN. We are from EE2423B. So for this mini project, the equation that we get is fx equal to sin x plus log x, and the range of x is the minimum value of x is 1, and the maximum value of x is 160.5. The step of x is 0 0.5. So for the first question, generate the value of fx for all value of x and keep them in array. Display fx and x within the range of x given by user. So at the coding, here is the for question 1 for the line 70. Next, for question 2.1, get the average of the last 100 values of fx and minus from each of fx. So here is the for question 2.1. This is for the question 2.1 for at the line 109. Next, for the question 2.2, get the standard deviation of the first 100 values of fs and add to each of fs. Here is the for the question 2.2. Then for the question 2.3, get the lowest value of the first 50 and the last 50. Here is the for the question 2.3 at line 135. Next, for question 3.1, save all values of f underscore final x and s in a file. 3.2, read f underscore final x and x from the file and display within the range of x given by user. So for the question 3.1 and 3.2, here save values, and this is saving data into file. And then for the 4.1, divide f underscore final x points into 5 quantiles. For each quantile, find and display average, standard deviation, maximum and minimum of f underscore final x. So this is for the last question, quantile. All of this is the function call. Next, the flowchart. We are going to explain the flowchart.
Okay, for the flowchart, press start and it will display students. It will display students data, menu, and ask user to choose menu. So when a user enter 1, it will ask user to enter the range X from 1 until 100 and 160.5, and then it will display the value of X and the value of fx. And then when the user enter 2, it will get the average of the last 100 value of fx and minus to each of fx. And then it will display the value of fx for question 2.1. And next it will get the standard deviation for the first 100 value of fx and add to each of fx. And then it will display the value of fx for question 2.2 and the lowest value for the first 50 and the last 50 of value of fx and minus from each of fx. And then it will display the value of fx for question 2.3 and the final value of fx denoted as f underscore final x. And then when user enter 3, it will save the values of f underscore final x and x in a file. And then it will ask user to enter new range, display value f underscore final x and x within the range of x given by the user. And the last one, when the user enter 4, it will divide f underscore final x points into 5 quantile. Find average, standard deviation, minimum and maximum of f underscore final x. After that, it will ask a user to choose between quantile 1 to quantile 5, and display quantile depends on user's demand. And then, so after that, it will end and we will restart again, repeat, and that's all for the flowchart. Thank you.
So for the output result is like this, which is the main menu. So user need to choose from the menu above, which is 1. Values of fs and x. So enter the first range, which is 1, and then user need to enter the second range, which is 10, and then it will be automatically calculate the value of x and the fx value. And now we continue by press the option 2, which is filters that is applied in sequence to obtain the final value of fs, denoted as f underscore final x. Which is 2.1 is get the average of last 100 values of fs and minus to each of fs, average last 100, which is 2.12876. And then continue to 2.2. Which is get the standard deviation of the first 100 values of fs and add from each of fs. Standard deviation of first 100, we get 0.771069. And let's continue to 2.3. The lowest value of the first 50 and last 50 values of fs and minus to each of fs. The lowest last 50 we got 0.209905, and the lowest first 50 is negative 1.68201. And then when the user select option 3, which is 3.1, save value f underscore final x and x in a file, and then opening the file, saving data into file, and then 3.2, read f underscore final x and x from the file and display within the range of x entered by user. Please enter range of x from 1 until 160.5 only. Enter the first range, which is 1, and then the second range is 10. So here is the range from 1 and until 10 is which is the new value of fx. And then we proceed to option 4, which is analysis data, which is choose between quantile 1 until quantile 5, and I would choose quantile 4. So data for quantile 4 is the average value, which is we got 1.73152, and then the standard deviation is 0.206879. After that, the minimum value is 1.38126, and then lastly, the maximum value is 2.06781. That's all from us. Thank you.